So I recently watched the Ryan Gosling movie called Lars and the Real Girl, where he plays this character who's like neurodivergent or autistic, very socially awkward character, and he ends up ordering a doll online that he pretends is his girlfriend, basically, or he doesn't pretend, like he actually is deluded into believing that it's a real woman. And it's like one of those bro, he's literally me type of movies with Ryan Gosling. But I did like this one quite a bit. I like all of those, actually, because it is kind of relatable, which is like ridiculous. But it is definitely relatable to be like socially awkward like that. Like there's a scene near the beginning of the movie where this lady at church gives him a flower, and she says, "Oh, go find a nice girl to give this to." And this girl comes up behind Ryan Gosling, and she's like, "Hey, Lars," and he throws the rose as far as possible. But of course, in the end, he does end up actually getting with this real girl, and she liked him all along, but he was always kind of avoiding her. Not that he didn't like her, it's that he was, I don't know, he was too awkward, and he couldn't really talk to her, which is a very relatable feeling. But this movie it's good, but it's definitely like cope. It's definitely blue-pilled and stuff like that. Because, first of all, the idea that he has a girl interested in him is like, come on. Like, especially after what he did so many different times, being so awkward around her. And especially after him literally dating a doll, but she's still interested in him. But whatever. I mean, she is like a weird girl too, but again, there's more autistic guys than there are autistic girls. I think 3/4 of people with autism are guys. That's how they're wired. But also, I mean, to be fair to this movie, it was made in 2007, so it was quite a while ago, before iPhones and stuff. And I know it's supposed to be a wholesome movie, but it is kind of crazy because you do see the difference between now and then. Like, there was barely technology. Like, there was computers, but there were even old computers. You know, it was like OG internet type of thing. And it's crazy to see how much the world has shifted. Especially considering that it was like people were pretty close in this movie. But now, that's not how community is. I mean, I get it, you know, they don't live in a city, they live in a town, but still. Like, community is not like that anymore. No way. With anybody who grew up with phones and internet access, it's not even close. But definitely they can relate much more to the Ryan Gosling character now. Like, I think we've all, you know, had a girl come up to us at one point or talk to a girl and been so nervous that we like did not know what to do. You know, I remember this one girl in high school. This was probably the most popular girl in high school. And I was talking to her one time. Actually, she came up to me when we were walking out of class after we finished a test, and she was talking to me about the test. And as we were walking to lunch, we were supposed to go through this outside hallway. That's how you get to the lunchroom. But I thought that I had my lab during that day. So as we were walking, I kind of cut her off mid-sentence as she was talking to me, and I said, "Oh, sorry, I gotta go. I'll see ya." And she was like, "Oh, bye." But then I ended up realizing I didn't have lab that day, and so I walked ultimately to the lunchroom. So if she saw me in the lunchroom, she probably would have been like, "What is this guy doing? What's this guy's problem?" Or the fact that I could have still walked with her and simply gone another direction. But I didn't do that. Because honestly, it wasn't only because I thought I had lab. It was because I was getting nervous at the conversation. Like, I didn't know what to say, even though she was the one speaking. But I was getting so nervous that I had to, that I ran away, basically. No, not entirely. But yeah, and then I was like, oh my gosh, whatever. But yeah, so it's very relatable to, like, freeze up around women. And, you know, he also was like, oh, I don't like touching. Like, he didn't like getting hugged and stuff. I have no problem with that. I usually don't like people touching my hair, though, or my face. I don't know. It's like, more sensitive. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not because it's like a sensory thing. But yeah, honestly, it's kind of a cope movie, which is fine. That's not even a derogatory, because I really did like the movie. Like, I like those, like Blade Runner 2049 is good too. I'll probably rewatch it and make a video about that at some point. But, you know, those characters that are very lonely, it's a very relatable archetype if you're a certain type of online guy like I am. But I don't know why, this is kind of unrelated, but it did make me think of, you know, there's a girl that I knew in elementary school who always used to kind of joke with me. Like, she would, like, make fun of me all the time. What is it called? Like, busting my chops? Yeah, she would always do that on the bus. I don't know, we would talk a lot. And we were pretty close neighbors, but she ended up going to a different school. And I didn't really think of her that way in the past, but, you know, she's pretty attractive now. And I see that she's been dating the same guy for over 5 years. It's like 5.5 years or something, which is absolutely insane. And it makes sense because she was kind of a bit of a tomboy, I guess you would say. Definitely, like, she was athletic, she played hockey and stuff, and the guy that she's dating, I think, also plays hockey. So there's that. But I can't help but think that there was a bit of a chance that something could have happened a long time ago. You know, if the universe was different, if she kept going to my school. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, there was also another girl who, when I was younger, like in elementary school, I actually went to this girl's house, which I don't think I ever did with any other girl. Oh no, well I did one time, but that was for like a party, a Halloween party. But this girl, I was hanging out with her and hanging out with her brother. Her brother was 2 years younger. But I remember, you know, being cool with her. And I didn't even think of her in a romantic way. Yet, a couple years later, I see her and, what do you know, she's very hot. This is like, you know, it's kind of a recurring pattern. It happened to me quite a few times. And it's crazy because it's like, you know, I was kind of early in these things, but I never obviously did anything with it. It's kind of the unfortunate part about youth or whatever, is that you don't really know, like, you don't really think in that way until it's too late. And then every guy starts to think in that way, you know. But if you were there early enough, if you got lucky. But yeah, both of those girls ended up moving schools. See, if these people didn't move schools, then I would be in a good position, I must say. Well, it is the same thing with, you know, I've spoken to other girls that I used to be friends with back in elementary school, in high school. And it's like you have that shared memories of each other, so it kind of helps your conversation. You start off somewhere, and they might still think of you fondly from that time period or whatever. But it is kind of strange thinking about how much people change, especially with girls, but guys too. Yeah, no, guys, definitely guys, because with your guy friends, you'll go from all you guys care about is video games to when you hang out, you don't play video games anymore, and, you know, they're drinking, they're talking about their girlfriend, this, that, smoking, doing drugs and stuff, and you kind of think, like, wow, what happened to the people I used to know? Like, I remember going through it for each one of my friends. Yeah, actually all of them that I think about it. All of them that I was anywhere close with, you know. But for girls, it's the same thing. Like, girls that I knew, I was, you know, went to kindergarten with them. Later on in high school, seeing them go party, get drunk, hook up with guys, and it's like, wow, yeah, what happened? It's, you know, what happened to that, like, sweetness, the wholesomeness? Again, the same thing with guys. And it is sad seeing how people change. But, you know, that's why, like Lars, we're gonna be socially awkward, and it's okay. Because even though we're not normal, it's, we're doing our own thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it's kind of a fun archetype to be. It's a relatable thing, as long as you're not too lonely with it. So yeah, Ryan Gosling for the win. It's a good movie, you guys should watch it. That's about it. See ya.